Hey guys, Ricardo here and welcome to another blog tech tips. And today guys, I have a special unboxing of this particular product, and of course it is something I bought with my own money, and I'll be doing a quick unboxing and a review. Alright, so this one is from Smlirop. That's Smlirop, Smlirop. And of course, I don't know if I'm butchering the name. And of course, this is it's a professional silicone soldering pad. All right. And what I like about this is that it's heat resistant and it can do up to 932 degrees. So that gets very hot. And of course, it's a 17.7 by 11.8 inch, and it's an anti-static workstation with magnetic area and electron screw storage box. All right, so right away guys, let's go ahead and look at the product. All right, so here we go. So this is the product guys, and it comes in this plastic wrap. Now the thing I like about this, I'll have to adjust the camera a bit, is that it's quite big, and of course it's for, let me adjust the camera. All right, so the product is as advertised. So if of course you're into electronic repairs, you can actually pick up one of these. And what it does is it provides an anti-static matting. So of course the static electricity that builds up in your body will not short out your products. It's also short out your electronics or gadgets, right? So the last thing you want is to short out your gadgets. Now the first thing and first impressions, this thing comes highly rated, and I like it so far. It comes in blue, so all of your stuff will show up clearly. All right, it's not a good idea simply working on a desk. You can actually have one of these. So I'm going to show you and work through the product. All right, so another thing to note, I thought this was hardened plastic, but it's not. It's actually a flexible type, rubbery type material, and it almost resists up to 1,000 degrees in terms of heat. Actually, it resists, as I read earlier, 932 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so correction, not degrees, but actually Fahrenheit. So that's 932 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll tell you that in degrees Celsius. All right, so that's 500 degrees Celsius. I had to look that up. All right, so it's up to 500 degrees Celsius. That's quite hot. All right, so it should not melt, especially if you use your heat gun. It'll protect your table surfaces or your desk surface. All right, so let's get straight into the unboxing. And of course, as I said, it comes sealed. So I'm gonna open this up. I'll have a link in the description. And they make a number of these different brands. But of course, I went with this one because it came highly rated. All right, so I'm gonna remove the plastic. Oh, by the way, let's look at the back. So there's nothing on the back except a warning and product information here. All right, so there's some stuff here. I think these are for magnets. I'm not sure. All right, so we're gonna remove this from its case. Excuse me. All right, so you may want to keep that bag in case you need to secure it later on, especially if you have it have to take it in and out or so on. All right, so let's look at the different sections. All right, so we have tools area here, and here it says tools. Here's for parts. So this section is for parts. You place your tools up here. I think this section is for screws or anything that you might choose. Here is for tools and supplies, so you can actually, and it's labeled, you can actually see it. You can put your screwdrivers here. This is a magnetic area, so on the other side you can actually see the magnet. It's easy to identify the magnetic areas. So when you're removing screws, small screws, you can actually stash them here. All right, so here is another parts area along here, and there's also another magnetic area here. So it does say magnet, so this is a magnet, this is a magnet. Right, and this side is 11.8 inches and this lower side is 17.8 inches. Down here you have a guide ruler, right, for scale, and of course here is where you'll put your circuit boards. So you'll keep here as the main working here, and of course you can see down here, you can see right here as well, you can place your screws here and they are numbered, so you can actually track screws to know how many you actually took out of a device, which is very nice. So as you're working, you can keep track of your screws. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you my cool tool cup. All right, guys, so this is my tool cup. All right, so I have my tools in here. And I'm going to show you how things work out in terms of how this actually works, or just to simulate. All right, so here I have a phone from my S22 Ultra, which I changed the housing, so we can place this here. So you see this is a standard phone. This thing is big enough to hold almost every major device. And I have my screwdrivers here. I'm going to take out a few of these. So here I have my screwdrivers. These are large, so if we place them here, for example, all right, so they do fit. All right, so the smaller tip screwdrivers will work. So if you have bigger screwdrivers, they won't work as well. So the finer the point, the better they fit. All right, so these holes are a little bit, wish they had placed them deeper. So if we had placed them deeper, actually we could fit more tools. All right, so just in case it's for smaller tools. So here we have this particular tool is about 3 inches. This one is roughly about 6 inches, maybe 5 inches. So let's try the smaller ones. Okay, so the smaller ones do hold. So it's more designed for smaller screwdrivers, but the best thing about it is that they don't really hold by sticking up. I'm not sure if they require that you shove them down to actually puncture that area, but not a good idea to puncture it. All right, so I can always place my tools here. So there's still space, and you can see a groove here, so it doesn't have to actually stick up. So you can actually place your tools here. And here says tools as well. So I can actually place my tools. So you see, tools hold fine. You can actually find a way to fit them. All right, so we can fit a few more. And you'd only put what you need. All right, so parts can be placed here, and of course I have some additional stuff such as my tools here, such as my picks, my spudger, and of course my suction cup. All right, we can put these in this area here, and of course the labeling does help. Not that you have to actually follow those rules, except that it would be easier to find stuff, especially after you gotten used to it. All right, so there you go. All right, so what I like about this right away is the material. I like that it can resist up to 500 degrees Celsius. If I have screws, such as I remove something, I can actually place it here to have it removed, and I can place my screws. So if I open up a device and there are 20 screws, I can actually place my screws here. At the end of the day, I can know how many screws were taken out based on the count. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, you get the idea. And it can hold up to 124 screws. I can place my parts here. I can have a magnetic area here where I can put all my stuff. There's about 1, 2, 3 magnetic areas, all right? And there's even sections over here and a tool here in terms of measuring that's down by the base. All right, so overall, I think that the material is very thick. It's a very thick rubber. I like the fact that I get these cool areas to store my stuff. I can actually close them so they'll flop over. And of course, parts can be kept in them so I can keep them protected. I can cover it. All right, so it's also very flexible. I like that the screwdriver is here, plus a hole in here. If I don't want to use that area, I can use up here. I have every conceivable section that I can put parts and of course my tools. This way my workspace keeps clean and organized, and I can avoid some of the stuff such as losing material. Sometimes when you're working, you might misplace stuff. This way everything is neat, organized, and you will not lose your tools. Secondly, it protects your device and it's a good investment. So if you find yourself working on gadgets regularly or semi-regularly, you can actually get one of these. It's very affordable. I think it was under $10. All right. Overall, I give this a 9 out of 10 and I highly recommend it. I'll put a link below. If you have any direct questions about it, you'll see this in future videos and future repairs. All right. If you're just a casual repairer, maybe once in a while, you won't need this. So I'll recommend this for medium to full-time repair. Those that are into repair. All right. And of course, if you like these things, you can actually get it as well. All right, so I do hope you like this guide. If you have any direct questions, I said you can ask them at the end of the video here. Thanks again for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.